All right, good day, everyone. I welcome you all. You're welcome on board. Yes, today we want to quickly look at how to use generative AI to look for gaps in literature. Most of the time, when students want to carry out a research, maybe they want to start a master's program, PhD program, any postgraduate course, the first thing that will come to their mind is, what indeed do I really want to work on? So that idea most of the time would definitely take their time. And this is where most students used to get stuck. So, but today, the essence of doing this is to use AI to assist us in the brainstorming of all of that. The most important thing that we normally do is to go online, download materials, and begin to search literature regarding looking for ideas, how to get that done. So, but the AI today has removed the pressure of going through a number of literature before you are able to come up with the idea that you intend to work on. So there are a number of generative AI applications that can assist you in getting that done. And we're also going to look at the aspect of how to do it well, how to do it ethically in such a way that your university, your school will be happy about what you have done. The universities, they're not asking you not to use artificial intelligence to assist you to do what you have to do, but then there are limits. So we're going to look at the aspect of what is the best way, what is the best practices to get this done. So I'm going to straight away. There are a number of applications that we can use, like I said, but today I'm only going to zero in on a particular one that I'm aware about. There is answerthis.ai, which I'm going to introduce us to. We also have DeepSeek that we all know, which came in January this year. And then we're also familiar with ChatGPT. Everybody is using ChatGPT today. We are all familiar about the use of ChatGPT. So, but then today I'm not going to show us how to use ChatGPT to get that done, but rather I am going to show us how to use answerthis.ai to achieve that purpose. If you are new, so answerthis.ai, I am going to introduce it to you. You can also use other application packages which I do not know about to get this done. But I think the software that can do it better is answerthis.ai. So I'm going to show you very briefly now as I move on. Uh, so you sign in here. When you type answerthis.ai, you sign in here with your login name and your credentials. Once you are here, the first thing you have to do is to go to the left pane here. This is the window. That is, we have some, tools at the left pane here where I'm hovering my mouse. And then thereafter, there are a number of other things you can do here. But specifically for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to show us how to use the library, how to use the AI writer, how to search for papers, no, how to do citation map, how to do diagram, and all of that. But I'm going to go into agents where we have a number of applications. And there we're going to find the research gap finder, which will guide us through how to use these to look for or to search for ideas within the domain of your discipline. So now I've clicked on that. Like I said, when you log in, you come to the left pane here, you hover your mouse on it, you click on agents and you click on research grab, and that will bring you here. So let us take, for example, now that I want to check what is obtainable in the financial sector as it relates to maybe the platforms that are available today. We want to know about the finance services, what area. People have worked very well, extensively along that path, especially in Nigeria. So we can also ask a question about that. Do we still have any part, any area of that research that is left untouched or that people have not worked on, which you can leverage on, you know, in your research. Because the normal thing is when you're conducting a research, you're not just conducting a research, you are conducting a research because there is a gap you want to fill. So that's the first thing you want to be sure about. Like I said, you don't normally need to read a lot of literature to be able to bring out some of the gaps that may be within that domain. But AI can easily assist you to get that done in a quick time. And that is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to answer this with AI to about the financial services in Nigeria. um, the system is already aware. You don't have to, you may not define it and say, given the gaps that are available in financial services in Nigeria. No, it's already waiting for you to type some keywords, and then the system will go all out to harvest available resources online, peruse them, read it within that microsecond, and sieve out gaps within that domain, and then it will bring it to your desk in a jiffy. So I'm going to say financial services in Nigeria. So, but if you like, you can just say gaps in financial or research gap or something like that. Research gaps in financial services in Nigeria. If you like, you can say it further, maybe as it relates to the providers. If you want to look at the provider side, you can say as it relates to the service providers or to the users. It depends on you. You can also leave it blank if you like. So let us leave it blank so that at least we can have a broader area of um of fresh ideas. But if you want to narrow it down, you can say research gaps in financial services in Nigeria as it relates to the service providers. Most people have talked about the adoption. They have measured adoption. How many people are using it? Do people even use it at all? And things like they have done it very well, especially as it relates to the users. But then most of the time from the providers, we don't usually have, we don't have enough evidences regarding this in the context of Nigeria. So let us go. Let us fire it. Just click here to fire it, and you wait for 30 seconds, 30 seconds. It will have done all it needed to do for you. This is what you could have been doing for 3 months, 6 months, seeking for knowledge in literature, seeking for the gap in literature. So look at the number of sources it's checking through. It has read 289 documents. It has compared 289 documents, and it's going to bring the result to your desk in a jiffy. There you go. So it's telling us the procedure that I conduct a comprehensive search to identify research gaps in financial services in Nigeria related to the service providers. Let me start by gathering current information on this topic. That is what it's going to do. It's going to gather current information, what is in existence, what have they done. So after that, it now say, let me start for more specific information on research gaps and challenges in Nigerian financial sector. Now I have it has done all of that. So by the time you now scroll down here, these are some of the procedures I was reading the other time, and then you see. So research gaps are here. Executive summary. The financial service sector in Nigeria presents a complex landscape of opportunity and challenges for service providers. While recent research has documented aspects of financial inclusion, digital technology adoption, and regulatory frameworks. So substantial research gaps persist regarding service providers' operations, efficiency, and sustainable delivery models. So, if you look at this, the first one is identifying here is infrastructure and operational resilience gaps. What does that mean? Now, provider focused infrastructure challenges. Nigerian banks' efforts to promote financial inclusion remain predominantly provider focused rather than customer focused. Can you see that? So, research now reveals significant infrastructure breaches that compromise service quality. However, limited empirical research exists examining the following. What it's saying is within this context of provider focused infrastructural challenges, that people have not conducted research in the area of number one, how service providers prioritize infrastructural investment across competing demands. The second one, they have not done cost benefit analysis of infrastructure upgrades versus operational efficiency gains. Another question under that, or bullet under that particular idea, is that they have not done comparative effectiveness of different infrastructure solutions for rural versus urban service delivery. Then the fourth one, it's service provider adaptation strategies to inadequate electricity and connectivity challenge. They have not done all of this for. So if you are interested, you want to quickly jump on this, this is enough for a master's thesis, even a PhD. So let's move to the next one. Another bullet under that is digital infrastructure standardization. While digital financial technologies such as point of sale terminals, ATMs, and web payment services have been individually examined, research gaps remain regarding the following. It's telling us what they have done, what is already obtainable. It's giving us items of areas which has not been covered. Number one is talking about comprehensive standardization model of data infrastructure across heterogeneous service provider networks. The next one is integration challenges between different technological platforms operated by multiple providers. A number of that. Now, so let's go to the third one, to the another one now. This is another second aspect. Regulatory and compliance framework gaps. Do the providers comply with the regulations? It's now saying, okay, fine. Protective framework for fintech service providers. Significant gaps exist in the protective framework governing financial technology consumers and providers. Current literature documents poorly address issues including the following: data breach concerns and cybersecurity. So if you look at this, now look at this gap here. It's summarizing the research gap for us that based on the four, limited empirical evidences on how service providers navigate competing regulatory requirements while maintaining operational profitability, particularly regarding the balance between innovation and compliance. So from here, you can then push it forward. Let me show you other ones. Push it forward to say that the system should develop more ideas for you regarding the particular one you want to zero in on. It will list a number of opportunities. Research gaps in alternative financing. Can you say that? Alternative financing. It has listed all of that, listed all of that, listed all of that, listed all of that, and then see this. Even in the area of service delivery and quality gaps, that's another area, service delivery from the provider side. There are a number of that there, and then service delivery quality and customer experience. Financial technology and innovation adoption. Can you see a number of things you can work on within that area, which literature people have not really worked on? So if you say you are devoid of idea, maybe in the yesteryears, not currently now that we have AI that can assist you to do that. So if you use this to generate the research gap, it is ethical. You have not done anything wrong. This is fantastic. This is brainstorming with machine, and it has given you the leeway, and then you can move on from there. So let us now say now that you want to zero in on a particular one. You can also use AI to generate some of the elements that you need. This can be downloaded if you like. It can be downloaded. It has the capability to get it downloaded, and you can go back on your Microsoft Word to begin to work with it and all of that. So it can be downloaded. And another thing you can also do is you can ask it to generate further to dig deeper within a particular area. Let's say, for example, now that I want to work on, okay, financial inclusion beyond access. I would just say more, let me say more on item name. Is to understand what item name is by itself. So this is about financial inclusion beyond access gaps. I would just say you should give me more information about that, and let's see what we're going to get. Okay, it's doing it, it's doing that, it's doing that, it's doing that. It's very flexible. So while we're waiting for that, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that now. And then under this video, you are going to see, because this answer this.ai is a platform that will ask you to pay. It is per month. Some also, you can also pay per year. If you pay per year, they usually give you a discount of about 60% from the monthly pay. But then for us in this part of the world, in developing countries, especially in Nigeria, I have personally requested that will be given 40% on a monthly payment, especially for people that may not be able to pay for a month. So the 60% will be given you if will be allowed when you want to make payment for 1 year at a go. But I made them to understand that in this part of the world, many people may not be able to afford that. But on a monthly basis, what can you do? So we have been able to secure 40% off for that. So you can look at that information in this video, below the video, in the introduction section, and then so that you have the opportunity to make your payment, and then it can be available for your use. So, so it has brought it. This is where it is now. It is here now. Item name: financial inclusion beyond access expanded analysis. So the access usage impact gap, you can see service provider recognition of the gap, a number of useful information which you can then thereafter sit down and begin to work with. That is it. That is what you have to do. There are a number of other things. I have other videos on what AI can do for you, how to use ChatGPT, how to even, there are a good number of things that this can also perform as well. But this video, I want to make it short. Be on the lookout for other videos I am going to be releasing in this channel. Ensure you click on you join, you click on um, subscribe button rather. Thank you. You click on subscribe button to join us, and then you'll be good to go. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.